I don't chase happiness, bro. Like your other guest said, I don't do that. Like I want to be content. I don't want to be happy.
I think is your end goal with what you're doing right now?
That's a nice question. I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
Because I don't think there is ever an end goal. At 3 a.m. in the morning, you're like, wow. It's like,
every Sunday you wake up.
I've got more haters now, and not even haters. I think people just, the way I spoke to them, replied to them, or whatever, or like you said, now that I have segments where people are not gonna like you, understanding that you're gonna die already, that risk for me is just the thing. I'm not leaving anyone behind.
If God came today and told you to leave every single thing that you do in the podcast, every single income stream and business venture, dreams that you have, to follow him, would you go?
No.
What is up, guys? Welcome to yet another episode here on the Aries podcast. This is a very small segment that I want to introduce, the one and only B.A Pusha. So today we want to get to know who the real B.A Pusha is. So welcome. B.A Pusha, how are you, man?
How are you, bro?
I'm alright.
Fantastic.
So while we still have the time, I actually want to ask you, who is the real B.A Pusha? I'm not sure how to pronounce this name, but Babazile Nhlapo. Who is that?
Babazile Nhlapo.
Yeah.
Babazile Gugulami is Gegete Organ Nhlapo. Yeah.
That's the full name.
That's all my names.
Yeah.
So Babazile, if you say who's Babazile, I think kid from the Val. Come from like a brilliant background where my life was pretty much healthy lifestyle. Like I've never needed of anything. I'm the only child from my mother. I grew up nice, bro. I grew up very soft. For the things that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? It's like the way I hustle, you would think that I come from
you come from nothing and then you just
I'm just
off the
grinding.
rocks.
No, I come from that. So Ubabazil is who very ambitious person. But yeah, had my own struggles, but life goes on, bro.
Yeah. And what would you say shaped you to be who you are today?
Shaped me. I think everyone has a story behind why they grind, and I think for me it was just like the pain of not wanting, but the I told you so syndrome. I think I have that. Like I have that thing about if someone says to me,
you wanna show them.
I think that way it comes
understand.
from. It doesn't come from like, yo, mina, ekaya, no. It comes from, you think I won't?
Yeah, let me show you.
Yeah, I think that's where it comes from.
And what do you think is your end goal with what you're doing right now? Everything as a whole. What are you doing right now? What is the end goal of it?
That's a nice question.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's ever an end goal, you know? Because if you say there's an end goal, that means you wanted to stop somewhere. So for me, I'm not going to say I want to change the world and everything that everybody has. I think for me, it's just fulfilling the purpose that God gave me. You understand? Like if the vision for God is just living in your purpose. And I think that's what I'm doing. So I'm just trying to live in my purpose, bro. Yeah, that's it.
And I know a lot of us have dealt with challenges along the way to being who we are today. So I want to know, what are some of the biggest challenges that you've dealt with?
Still dealing with.
Dealing with.
I think for me, it's just like when you change and understanding that you're not the same person, the people behind you, or people who... Let me make an example. The B.A Pusha back in the days that was available for everyone. It's not the same B.A Pusha who's available for everybody. It makes people upset. You gain enemies. You gain people who just are waiting for your downfall because they're not part of what you have now. But I think the biggest challenge is learning that not everything needs to get my attention. Not everything needs to be addressed. Not everything needs to be a pain to me. If you say, you know what I mean? I don't need to, it's not my problem, bro. Yeah, that type of thing. Like, I am not gonna deal with this. I'm too old for this, first of all. I'm very old for this. I think for me, the biggest challenge is, I won't say, are you talking in business or life?
In life.
Yeah, just making sure that I really prioritize in mental health. Like bro, if you inconvenience me, it is done.
Yeah,
I don't care.
No, I move the same
Yeah,
way.
yeah. If I don't care if it's business or it's like if you even family, bro.
Yeah.
I have cousins I don't speak to, just of inconvenience.
Yeah.
And for you, inconvenience to you is just like get over it. For me, it's like yo, no,
Yeah.
boundaries. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
I
So
understand, yeah.
that's how I am.
Do you move with the same intentions when it comes to critics online?
I used to. I used to.
Oh, well,
used-
I actually find myself battling with critics there and there. I mean, there are some
You
where I'm just
answer.
like,
You
yeah,
answer.
I do answer.
I don't do.
And
I
you know what's the
understand.
thing? I answer because I wanna. Sometimes I ask myself, do I really wanna answer this? And then I answer I answer when I feel like it's gonna give more people information who wanna ask the same thing. So if someone is like, bro, why are you flexing on social media or something like that, and then I would answer that to answer all the other people who wanna comment the same thing.
Nah, you never
But
get.
then,
Nah, it doesn't work
yeah.
like that. Let me tell you. If you think logic
Yeah.
and facts
Yeah.
will change an idiot who hates you or despises you just for the way you look because of their insecurities, you're wrong. It's not even about that. Sometimes that comment is not. It's just that maybe you ignored them. Nah? They send you a
a
DM.
DM or something, yeah.
Right now, dog, if I could show you my DMs.
Bro.
You understand? If I can show you my DMs, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, maybe you wanted to, but you can't answer every DM. That person takes it personally. Next time you're on a podcast, they have something to say in the comment section. Are you going to now address that person? No, you know that sometimes you read a comment, you're like, this one is personal.
Yeah.
It's got
Nah,
it's got
read it,
nothing
yeah.
to do with me. So yeah, bro, like I move differently right now. I don't even answer, like I don't even read my own comments. You know, I'm on a privileged, not privileged, but you know, I've worked hard enough to get a PA, you know, and a team to handle all of that. I think the only time that I would read stuff is when it's pinned. So what my team does, they pin all the important things that need my attention, because my attention is money at the end of the
No,
day.
true.
Yeah.
And then I want to ask you, right? Because on my channel, on the podcast, we really focus on who the person is and what relations do they have in terms of their spiritual life and their life through Christ, you know. So I want to ask you, what do you hold dear to your heart?
The lessons of my mom throughout the years, praying for me, because without my mother's prayers, I wouldn't be where I am.
True, yeah.
I wouldn't. I feel like the sicknesses that were supposed to attack me, the hate that was supposed, they are protected. Your mom comes, like I think I've always said that the only time that you will get to me is that when my mom doesn't exist anymore, because my mother's prayers. When your mother
Very
prays,
powerful.
yeah,
Yeah,
when
I
your
know, I
when
know.
your mom prays, it
Yeah.
has this half. So people don't understand why Pusha's still winning.
Yeah.
Why this?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah.
understand. Go to, you have a praying warrior, and when we're saying that, I'm not saying it like I've seen it, dog. Wait, have you ever woken up and your mother's like, Jesus, in the name of Jesus, and right here at 3 a.m. in
You
the
feel
morning,
it
you're like,
like-
Ma!
yeah.
And it's like, in the
Every
blood
Sunday
of
you wake up, you
Jesus.
just hear
You
everything.
understand?
Yeah.
So that's how I think that's what I hold dear to me, and because of an experience that I've had that changed my life completely about my sexuality as well, and where I place God, where spiritually I understand. Like, you don't have to teach me about God, because I've seen what He's done in my life, how He saved me in my life. You don't have to come and tell me about your sexuality and spirituality. I know who God is. I understand what God has done. That's why, bro, everything about me, even like I'm protected. Like I wear, I don't only, I try also to live in the Word, but the Word will never be me going to church for you to teach me the Word.
True, I live the same way. I don't want to go to somebody who, I feel like churches is basically school to just have someone read you what you can't read yourself, and yeah, I just read my own Bible and worship myself. I just not worship myself to the people who they will take it logically,
Yeah.
but I worship by myself.
Yeah.
That's how I live my life. But then I understand what you're saying, and then I wanna quickly ask you a question that I feel like most people really want to know, in terms of what are the difficulties that you would say people face today? For example, right now, you own multiple channels in terms of not channels but segments in your podcast where you speak truths, you expose people and stuff like that. With such comes backlash from people, comes haters, comes a lot of security risks as well.
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
That's a nice question. So, you know, when you start having like caught in 4K and stuff like that, I've got more haters now, and not even haters. I think people just the way I spoke to them, replied to them, or whatever, or like you said, now that I have segments where people are not gonna like you, understanding that you're gonna die already, that risk for me is just the thing. I'm not leaving anyone behind, right? I might leave my mom. My mom will be hurt, but you know, like life will go on.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually, we
Yeah.
live in South Africa. You can get out of here right now. Something can happen.
Yeah.
Right. I can't live by fear. I can't. I can't live about fear. And the other thing is that the way that God is so good is that you can't cancel my income, my bread. That's what used to happen, right? So what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? What, you gonna kill me?
Yeah, nah, I understand what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna? Honestly,
yeah.
what are they gonna do? There's nothing
Yeah.
that you can do, bruh. There's nothing you can do. The only thing that you can do is meet me with my maker. But I'm going to my purpose here in life is to do what I'm doing. What I'm doing is not a thing that I just woke up and decided to do. It's called to be. It needs to be done because nobody's doing it, right? And one day I also make mistakes. Someone will also call me out and say, Pusha did 1, 2, 3. You have every right. You understand? But where I am right now, it's a calling. I need to do it, and it needs to be done.
And I usually ask my guests this because I wanna prioritize their mental health. I feel like a lot of interviewers or podcasts do not really focus more on who the person is as an individual and what they're dealing with. So I wanna ask you, are you happy?
Whew. Am I happy? I'm content.
Okay.
I'm content. Happiness is a. Are you hungry
Yeah, I'm hella hungry right now.
right now?
Lodge, yeah.
After you eat,
I won't be hungry.
that's happiness.
Yeah, yeah.
That's happiness.
Uh-huh.
That's how it works.
You know, it's very interesting that you say that because the person that I did interview recently, I asked him the same thing, right? So like I said, I asked all my guests, and he said that he's not chasing happiness, and happiness is just a form of highs. The
It's
higher
high
you go,
and the
lower
low.
you
Exactly.
go. So yeah,
I want to be
understand
content.
that, yeah.
I don't want to be happy. I want to
Yeah.
be content. Being content is happiness is an emotion. Being content is where you are and accepting where you are and being in the presence of what you are. Happiness, like I said, it's hunger. When you're hungry, you eat.
Yeah.
After you eat, you're gonna get hungry again, bro.
Yeah.
So it's constant. Like you're hungry, you're not hungry. Like it's like that. So I don't chase happiness, bro. Like your other guest said, I don't do that. Like I want to be content. I don't want to be happy.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's nice to be happy, but I also don't chase happiness myself, actually. In fact, I chase pain, eh? I love...
Pain?
yeah, I chase pain. And the reason I'm saying that is I really find...
You chase pain.
Yeah, I chase pain. Head on. I feel like I find the thrill. I find it thrilling, you know, that you get to be in this painful situation and then you get to prevail from it. And then you get to look back and be like, yeah, I went through this thing and it was hard, but now I'm here, you know. And that's the difficulties that we deal with in life. You challenge a few situations, but then once you go through them and then you get to that top climax, you get to look back and be like, you know what, at least I was able to push from that, you know.
100%.
Here's the thing, right? Actually, I had a question. I just quickly forgot it, but I want to ask you again. Is that with your journey, and what you've achieved in life, what would you say will be the one thing that you will achieve that would actually make you feel like you've achieved success, or do you already feel like you have success?
Yeah, bro. I don't think there's anything else I can do that I've always wanted to do. I've done it. I've done most of the stuff, especially in my with my age, there's nothing I lack. When it comes to health, not wealth. Some people want to be billionaires or millionaires, and I'm not interested in all of that, right? I used to be, and then you grow up, bruh, and you realize that your mom is happy, your bills are paid, you live in a nice house, fridge
There's
is
a lot
full.
to be grateful for.
You understand? Like, yeah, there's so much to be grateful for,
Yeah.
bro. Like, my team is getting paid. Those are small things. The small things to me, I think that for me is what I would call success. For me, your success would not be the same as success as I want. The things that I wanted, like I wanted a Ferrari, blah, 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 blah. It's you grow out
You
of
grew
it.
up, yeah.
You grow out of it. So to answer your question, there's nothing that, like, right now I just wanted to because I've protected my peace so much, bro. Like, I had to cut a lot of things to be where I am. So for me, that is success. I don't think there's anything else that I lack or I would want. What I'm doing right now is enough.
Okay. And then to close off this small segment, I want to ask you one last question. In the Bible, there's a part where God or Jesus came to this certain figure and asked him to follow him and leave everything that he's doing. If God came to you and told you to leave every single thing that you do in the podcast, every single income stream and business venture, dreams that you have to follow him, would you go?
No,
Why not?
I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not. Guys, we always say follow Jesus, but no one tells us exactly where's Jesus going. My Jesus will tell me, because he gave me the vision of God, gave me the vision of he will not come and disturb what he has planted. There's so much work that needs to be done. So if you say God or Jesus had to say, come follow me, my Jesus or God knows that he's a questionable. They say they don't question God. Why? Have you ever asked that? People are scared to ask that. Especially Christians are scared to ask that.
Because you're told not to question.
You see, you can't question why. Have they told you that? No, my God can be questioned. CRP. Why is Hamba? I'm so tired. Can you tell me? And he will answer me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That is a very powerful statement, eh? To the children that are watching you right now and are looking forward to the actual interview, what would you want to say to them?
Nothing.
Nothing at all.
No.
No words of encouragement.
They got you.
Motivation. Alright.
They got you.
Okay, so
Bro,
you guys.
there's nothing I'm old, bro. There's nothing I can say. There's nothing I haven't said in my 20s. If you haven't followed me, there's nothing. They've got you. You are supposed to be talking to those guys.
Well, you guys heard it, yeah. You guys have me now.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, please.
By the way, I don't even do. I don't do. I've been invited to so many
podcast.
I
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't do them.
I'm not interested. The way the podcast culture has gone, I have to really believe in what you're doing and what your message is, and what you're trying to achieve. And I'm very proud of you. That's why I say I will never talk to the kids. I've got nothing to say. People that need to be talking to someone is you. You are what they need to hear. What I'm gonna tell them is 40 years of experience of my life. They need that 20. That 20 in your 20s, in your 1917s, they need to hear from you guys. I need to hear, because you are where they want to be. Where I am content. I don't want a Ferrari. I don't want this. I just want health. They don't want to hear that. Thank you so much for having me, bro.
No, it was a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys wait for the actual interview. They'll be dropping soon. And yeah, man, keep guarding your life and stay blessed. Up until the next interview. Bye. All right then.